Good evening, everyone. Kavoda Rabonim. All protocols observed, and as we say at the board, all protocols observed and no for rebels. Thank you for joining us at the Cape South African Jewish Board of Deputies celebrates a remarkable milestone, 120 years since our founding in 1904. The blessing of living to 120, or as we say in Yiddish, ad 120, and then my granny would usually go 222, is deeply symbolic for us today. It signifies not only longevity, but vitality, resilience, and the strength of purpose that has sustained this democratically elected body for over a century. Our mandate has always been twofold. Externally, to protect the civil and religious rights of the Jewish community in the Western Cape and to combat anti-Semitism, and internally, to enhance the quality of Jewish life, support cultural expression, and foster a thriving and diverse Jewish community. We have such a rich history of leadership and challenges, and as I did my research over the last few days and I delved into the history of the Cape South African Jewish Board of Deputies, I was so humbled by the extraordinary leadership and vision and the very big shoulders of those giants that we are standing on today. These past chairs have tackled challenges that shaped not only the board, but the Jewish community at large. 120 years ago, the first chairman of the board was Morris Alexander, a young Cambridge-trained lawyer and Yiddish-speaking immigrant who rallied a delegation of 13 synagogues and Zionist groups in the Western Cape to successfully argue Yiddish's status as a European language to the Attorney General. This is after the British passed a xenophobic immigration law in 1902 requiring literacy in a European language. Alexander's efforts inspired the formation of the Jewish Board of Deputies in 1904 to safeguard Jewish cultural, religious, and legal rights. And I wasn't going to tell you this, but I think I'm going to slip it in. Apparently, as all good Jewish tales go, there was a faribble with the then reverend of the Garden Shul, as you see behind me, who didn't feel that the Board of Deputies was necessary. But I think I'm very, very happy to tell you today, and I wish that Rabbi Oshi Feldman was with us, that no such faribble exists today, and we work hand in glove together with the rabbinate, and he has lately been doing the most incredible interfaith work, so a huge yasher koach. Over the past 120 years, our community has faced significant challenges, including the horrors of the Holocaust, the struggles of apartheid, and more recently, the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic, under the inspired chair of Rael Kaimovitz and Vice Chair Viv Anstey. Each of these events tested our resilience, and yet through it all, the leadership of the board was steadfast and unwavering. District 6 was once the heart of our community and serves as a poignant reminder of the vibrant tapestries of culture that defined Cape Town. In those days, Jews lived side by side with their neighbors, and it was a multi-ethnic and multi-religious community, contributing to a harmonious coexistence that symbolized the very best of our Cape Town society. Today, as we reflect on the pain of displacement and loss, we also celebrate the rich legacy these early immigrants left behind, a legacy of diversity and unity. Building relationships across faiths and communities has always been central to our mission. Leaders like Lester Hoffman, Mickey Glass, Gwyn Robbins, and others have ensured that these partnerships endured, fostering understanding and mutual respect. The impact of the board's work is evident as I look across this venue and I see so many of our friends here this evening. When focusing on our internal mandate within the Jewish community, we must acknowledge the role the board has played in establishing important organizations such as the CSO, Staffwise, Mensch, Entrepreneurs Network, and others, all contributing to the growth of not only our community, but to the broader Western Cape community, as we share knowledge, skills, and best practice to offer opportunities to all who live in this amazing province. In looking at today's challenges in our term of leadership, we are seeing now how the events of October the 7th have reshaped our Jewish reality. It has been 1 year since the global Jewish community has shifted on its axis. 1 year in which we have been grieving not only the losses of October the 7th and the ongoing war, but our own sense of safety in the world. In this year, we have experienced an alarming and painful rising tide of contemporary anti-Semitism against a global power play of international foreign policy, warfare, and political engineering that feels at times as if the entire world is reverberating. As a South African Jewish community, we are at an intersection of unprecedented challenges. The National South African Jewish Board of Deputies, under the courageous, strong, and principled leadership of Zev Krengel, Mary Kluk, and Karen Milner, have been advocating tirelessly for the broader Jewish community since the ANC's failure to condemn the horrific events of the 7th of October, the refusal by our president to offer even a modicum of condolence and support to our community in its time of grief and vulnerability, its alliance with Hamas to the ICJ case, and now, on a much more positive note, with the Government of National Unity playing such a crucial role as South Africa's leadership recalibrates itself. Mary Kluk's stellar leadership also plays out significantly in the international arena of the World Jewish Congress. In the Western Cape, hostilities towards Israel and the Jewish community have manifested through protests, boycotts, and hateful rhetoric. We have faced the targeting of our Jewish community, our individuals, our university students, educational institutions, organizations, and Jewish businesses by protests, boycotts, marches, media statements, and articles, social media, and doxing, which is a new, particularly hateful cesspool of online exposure and bullying. Yet the Cape South African Jewish Board of Deputies has risen to meet these challenges, protecting civil rights, ensuring communal security, and promoting understanding. I would like to convey my thanks to our executive team, my vice chairs, Simon Salkis and Glenn Hennick, Treasurer Lester Hoffman, immediate past chairs Tzvi Brivik and Rael Kaimowitz, and Executive Director Daniel Bloch for their unwavering support and leadership during this crisis, for the long hours and weekends, as well as the incredible support and strength from our national leadership, as mentioned before, Zev, Mary, Karen, with the addition of Wendy Khan, National Director, and Cherise Zeffert, Vice National Director, and of course, the entire Cape Council for your board leadership. When we fight contemporary anti-Semitism, we fight gaslighting and divisive rhetoric and the shifting of blame onto Israel for Hamas's atrocities. We fight the alignment with anti-Western, anti-democratic thought across academic, professional, government, and societal spaces. We fight terrorist groupings that provoke hate against democratic nations. I think that there is a key difference between understanding contemporary anti-Semitism at this point in the world history, as opposed to the anti-Semitism seen in previous years. We are doing the work now that we didn't do then to combat anti-Semitism, and never before has this been more crucial. We understand now that anti-Semitism is not just a Jewish issue, but that its tropes and narratives and othering are a threat to democracies and constitutional order across the world. That Jewish people and all people have every right to contribute to communities, societies, and countries as citizens, not as others, and that hate speech and anti-Semitic rhetoric will not be tolerated, and that we can express our Judaism in a free and safe environment as proud South Africans. We have also seen extraordinary acts of friendship and solidarity from other communities, NGOs, and political leaders, and across faiths and communities. And many of you are here this evening. Your support and your friendship has meant the world to us. It has been a beacon of light in a very dark time, and you embody the spirit of Ubuntu, reaffirming that South Africa belongs to all those who live in it. The Cape South African Jewish Board of Deputies also seeks to promote an active and diverse Cape Town Jewish community, and our strategies of educate, engage, and empower are seen in our projects that contribute to the growth and well-being of the Western Cape, as we have played an active role in anti-hate solidarity, networks, civil society events and discussions, social justice initiatives, hosting of our own events, and working across the spectrum with provincial governments, educational institutions, and NGOs. So what happens after 120 years? In the words of Winston Churchill, this is not the end. This is not even the beginning of the end, but it is perhaps the end of the beginning. And as we stand at this crossroads, we draw strength from our past while embracing our future. It has been an absolute honor and a privilege for me to serve the community and this incredible organization at this time, together with our council, our professional team led by Executive Director Daniel Bloch, and with the support of our community. We will continue to build a vibrant, inclusive Western Cape, a place where we will live in peace, where the values of tolerance, respect, and growth flourish, where our Jewish values of tolerance for diversity, of respect for human dignity, honesty, and integrity, gemilut chasadim and mitzvot, a social obligation to the betterment of society, will flourish. Here's to the next chapter. May it be 120 again, and it may it be as remarkable as the last one.